DJ Styles here, Custom Corpses. See if anybody joins me. Vibrating the latex bubbles out of the new mold. I molded this guy here today, and I pulled it out of a one-piece mold, and yes, it was a bear. It was hard to get out of there, but I got it out. And we now have a large mold. Say hello. I want to see who's on. We now have a large mold. I made the mold today of this. I pulled the mask out of the other mold that's sitting right on top, right by that blue can. Right now I'm vibrating the bubbles, and this mold is a lot heavier, so it's not moving around at all. It's perfect. It's vibrating the hell out of it. I'm going to let it vibrate for like maybe 45 minutes. I want all the bubbles out away from those walls. I want a nice layer of latex dried up against the walls. You see, and I pulled that mask, and it looks okay. I got to fix a few spots, see what happens. If I don't like the way it looks, and I think I'm going to make the mold anyway, so tomorrow I'm going to make the small mold again and do it the right way. I bought some more Ultra Cal 30. They're the spent bags. I got 4 50-pound bags today. I'm lucky I got a guy that can get it local. He's only like 15 minutes away from me, and I can get the Ultra Cal 30 local. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full buckets. That's 300 pounds of Ultra Cal 30. That'll get me through the entire summer with these molds, especially once I retool the sculpture. I'm going to be getting on that next week, or this probably right after the weekend. I'm going to start sculpting that. I have to let these masks, this is my brother's large mask, because there's nobody else I know that fits in that large mask other than him. And that shrinks up. I make this real thick, this version, this large mask, so it shrinks up more, and it ends up being like a 27-inch mask, and it feels good to him. He says it fits him well. So, he don't like his eyes bulging out, where you can see them. They're set back in the eye sockets, so you can't really see his eyes too well. So the mask is a little big on him, but not much. But when he turns his head, the mask moves with it. That's the main thing. You don't want a mask sitting still while you're turning your head inside. So, yeah, this is basically. I won't dump this latex out of here until about 12:30 tonight. This has been vibrating for about 15 minutes. It's probably loud. I hope you can hear me. Yeah, maybe I'll pull the plug over there and I'll light that sucker up. See what that looks like in the dark. We gotta wait till that sun to go down. It's down, but it's still kind of bright. I'll get my daughter to plug it in for us. So, what's going on, guys? I like this. I'm working every day. I don't have to be, I'm not interrupted to go to work or anything. I can get stuff done. I'm really getting stuff done. I got to cut grass tomorrow for sure. So, Anyway, what the heck is this? So there's not much to see here. Who's on with me? It's 2 people right now. Say hello. I'm vibrating some latex. It's going to go for about 45 minutes, maybe even an hour. And then I'm going to dump. No, I'm not going to dump out. I'm going to let that sit for 4 hours. This is the large mold. Hey Aaron, what's happening, buddy? I made the large mold from the master urethane copy today. And yes, it was a bear getting it out of there on that 1-piece mold. But I got it out. That's the main thing. I got it out. And the mold looks good. Got a couple things wrong here and there, but nothing I can't fix once the mask is out. So there was a little crack on the inside of the mold on the first layer. So I filled that and sanded it down on the inside so you can't see it. We'll see what it looks like when the mask is done tomorrow, and then we'll see if we can. If there's any repairs or any sanding, I'll just do it on the mask. So, I'm just having a beast of a time. I think what happened was, see, this Ultra Cal 30 has been sitting in my bucket since last summer, maybe even early summer. So it's actually a year old, the stuff that I've been using. I think that's the issue that I'm having. And I'm pretty much, I'm working into the new bucket now, so this looks better. I could tell by the color of it. It's funny, when the Ultra Cal 30 starts getting old, it turns more grayish. It's not real bright white powdery. So it gets a little on the grayish color. So still powdery because the buckets do seal it really well. So it was nice and dry, but it was still, it might have been bad, I don't know. Yeah, I got 4 people on already. That's cool. So, I did pull that mask out. Let me go show it to you. The small mask is pulled out of the hole. Hold on. I pulled the mask out of the mold probably about an hour ago. And it's still bright white. It's in my studio. I got it stuffed and hanging and letting it cure. I have to let it cure before I can do anything with it. Yeah, that's a much smaller mask. Right there. See, that's the large size there. That's the large size right next to it right there too. And that's the smaller version, but that's not the same mask. It's a different mask. But it's definitely smaller. And it'll shrink up. It'll look nice. Oh yeah. Now this one here I'm probably going to put on eBay. I'm going to get this eBay. I need to make a few bucks first before I can give away a mask, because I'm having a hard time, it's been costing a fortune trying to get everything done. Between making the molds, buying the products, and I haven't put one of these out yet, so this will be the small one. It'll be on eBay. And may the highest bidder win. So that's pretty much Yeah, there's a big difference. It's a big difference. That's going to be probably about a 25, maybe 24 and a half, 24 and 3/4 to 25 and a half. Yeah. What I love about the one-piece molds like this, you never waste any latex. And two-piece molds can leak, you know, and I have a funny feeling because the Ultra Cal 30 wasn't real good, I have a funny feeling that's what was causing the leaking. So we have a large mold and we have a small mold that I'm redoing tomorrow. I'm going to do the small mold again tomorrow. You guys seen the process of what I do with the mold. That was on yesterday's, last couple of days videos. I've been doing the video on the making the small mold. No point in doing it twice. That's why I just worked out here. I didn't worry about being on the phone or doing video until I get this mold process done. Then we'll start making masks. Then we'll do another herring tutorial and painting tutorial, aging the tutorial, the whole and then we're going to start sculpting and retooling the sculpture to bring it back to this and then age it to the 2018. So that should be fun. I can't wait to get on that. Going to be a busy summer for me, that's for sure. All right, I'm just going to sign off for tonight. It was just an update of what I'm doing. I don't waste a day. I'm out here every day now. I don't waste any time. I love it because I can relax and take my time, but at the same time get things done. I'm not, strapped to preparing for work on the weekends. And sometimes in summertime I work 3-4 nights a week, and that was I can't really do this business and work the other job too. So you can't really win. I'm losing weight, guys. I'm losing weight. I'm doing real good. I'm starting to feel much better. Not getting as winded. I'm definitely losing inches and weight, that's for sure. And I think that's going to help me a long way, especially as this comes off. I'm going to be, I got a lot of energy right now. I started my morning at 8 o'clock this morning and I still feel great, but eating perfect, eating right, and, it makes a difference. You are what you eat, that's for sure. So I eat nothing but vegetables, oatmeal, berries, little egg whites for protein, chicken, fish. If it's in a box, I don't eat it. I don't eat anything processed at all. And it's working. It's working really good. So if you guys are struggling with any of those issues with weight, it's the simplest thing to do is just eat vegetables, chicken, and your portions of meat. Very important how small they are. Your one portion's only the size of a deck of cards. You keep your portions to a deck of cards, that's the amount you're supposed to have. I try to eat like 3 meals a day with a fruit snack in the middle of the day. Maybe 2 snacks, but that's it. And I mean at the same time, but like I'll break it up. I'll have my morning breakfast, then I'll have a mid-morning snack, which is just a piece of fruit or a handful of berries, and then I'll go to my lunch, then a late afternoon snack, and then dinner, and that's it for the night. Don't eat nothing else. So, and being right here at the house, I can go right in there, fix what I need to fix, eat it, get back out there and go to work. So, I love it. Man, if I get healthy, shoot, I'll really be going crazy with this stuff. Oh yeah. All right, I'm gonna say goodnight. Well, I'm diabetic, Aaron, so I can't just do like, I have to have a real balance of food. I have to have vegetables. I have to have carbs, but they got to be good carbs. I can't just live off of like protein. There's no way. Being diabetic, you can't do the, what's that? No carb diet. Can't do that when you're diabetic. You know, so it takes a little longer, but you're healthier in the long run. And a lot of people that do that no carb diet, they crash and burn. They end up gaining the weight back because they don't, instead of literally changing your habits, you're doing the diet, lose the weight, then, you know, sometime during the, you know, your worst time of the year, whether it be winter time or even summer, you pile the weight back on. You know, it just depends on the person. When you're not doing a lot, you know, and you get in front of that TV, man, oh, forget about it. You know, you could sit and snack all damn night. You know, so, you know, I eat nuts too, but I have very, literally a quarter cup of nuts, that's it. And it's never more than that. And that's only one serving per day. Yeah, you got to be real balanced with diabetes. Real balanced diet, and you want to stay away from like citrus. If you're going to do fruits, just do berries. I do strawberry, blueberry, raspberry, blackberry, you know, just berries. Cherries, you can eat cherries. But your serving size is the most important thing. Measure everything. I measure everything. Weigh it or measure it. And it's working. I dropped 26 pounds so far in probably like 3 weeks. Yeah, that sucks. Do yourself a favor, Aaron. Just, you know what? Just change. It's not about dieting. It's, and I shouldn't preach about this because, I mean, I'm huge and I had a hell of a time for a long time. But changing my diet, it's not really changing, it's just changing your lifestyle. And I try now to think in terms of, I no longer eat for pleasure, I eat to feed the engine. This is only to be able to continue my day and make me feel better and make me thinner and make me lose weight. It's not even about, it's not, I don't eat out of pleasure anymore. And the reason why is I've eliminated sugar. All processed sugars are out of my diet. And when you get rid of those processed, all your cravings go away. Now all of a sudden you're having a hard time eating because you're not really craving anything. You don't desire anything. It's nuts. Like I force myself to eat my food sometimes. You know, now I'm hungry now because I haven't really had. I didn't have my my late afternoon snack. I'm gonna have my. I make a stew. It's actually soup. It's not stew because there's no starch in it. But I am allowed to have one red potato. Now, roughly about that size. Yeah, if you, I swear to God, you get rid of if you get rid of all sugars, and I mean all sugars, for 1 week, it only takes 1 week for that to leave your system. And I guarantee you, within that week, you will not have any more cravings. You will not sit in front of, every time you eat something, it satisfies you. As long as you're eating healthy. You know, you start eating out of a box. I mean, Christ, even they put sugar in hot dogs today. You know, it's ridiculous. Anything processed has got sugar in it. It don't matter whether it's meat, don't matter if it's processed, it's got sugar. It's the additive they use instead of fat now. The problem is, it's addictive. Sugar is highly addictive. But once it's out of your diet, it doesn't take long to leave your system. It's really crazy. It leaves your system really quick. I guarantee it. You stop processed foods and sugars for 1 week, you'll be amazed. 1, how you feel. 2, how your diet changes really dramatically. Your cravings go away. And then every time you eat a piece of fruit, you're really satisfied. Not, oh, I gotta have more, I gotta have more. It's so weird when you have the processed sugars in your diet. You keep eating and you're never satisfied. That's what it feels like. You just, you can eat. You're just walking away like, well, what can I have next? Because that didn't do it. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that was a lesson that I learned, was the processed foods. That really, once I eliminated that changed my whole feeling. And it took some time. Yeah, it's not even, look, you know what? You got to stop thinking of, Aaron, you got to stop thinking in ways of, oh, I'm going to go heavy on the protein, or I'm going to go heavy on the carbs, or I'm going to go a little of everything. Your whole meal is supposed to be only the size of your fist. Your fist, not my fist, your fist. Your whole meal, all 3. Your vegetables, your protein, and your fiber. It's supposed to be all in one fist. That's it. The size of your fist. All of it. And if you have that balance, and it's well portioned, you will lose weight. You will lose it, and lose it fast. And eliminate all processed sugars. No cookies, no junk food. And nothing, no cake. Yeah, it seems hard when you say it, but as soon as you have those processed sugars out of your diet, and now all of a sudden you don't crave it. I don't even crave chocolate. I don't crave anything. And if you ever do get a little craving of chocolate, you know what gets rid of that craving? 2 little raisins. If you eat 2 raisins, that'll get rid of your chocolate craving. It'll blow your mind, and you'll find that those raisins are bittersweet, but it destroys chocolate cravings. Anybody that has chocolate, there's a lot of chocoholics out there. I used to be one, but when the doctor told me eat 2 raisins, guarantee you won't want chocolate anymore. Damned if he wasn't right. I ate 2 raisins, 2 lousy little raisins. Huh, who'd have known? And if you're not diabetic, you can have a mouthful of raisins. Raisins are really sweet. You got to be careful as a diabetic. But if you only have 2, it's not going to spike them. Yeah, dried fruit is not real good because it's condensed sugar. You know, when things dry out, they just get real sweet. I try to eat all my fruits fresh, but I stay away from citrus because citrus will spike your sugars really high and fast. That's what you're trying to do. When you eat processed sugars, your sugars do this, up and down, spike. They spike and then it drops, and it goes up and it drops. When you're not eating processed sugars and you're eating healthy sugars, you know, your spikes go away and it does this. Now you don't get those vicious spikes and you're not running to the toilet every 5 minutes, you know, going pee and getting the dry mouth and getting all the symptoms that you get with diabetes. You know, so it's important. Oh yeah, now see, that's what I say. You like Reese's Cups? Man, they are real sweet because the peanut butter that's in them is loaded with sugar. Loaded. I wouldn't even call it peanut butter. It's more like sugar with peanut flavor. Yeah, all you have to do, eat 2 raisins. I'll guarantee you won't want. Now, in your case, because you're not diabetic, eat a handful of raisins. Just, you know, just a small handful, not a big one. A small handful of raisins. I guarantee you're not going to want that. You won't want that chocolate. But the key is get rid of the processed sugars first before you do that. Go on a binge for 1 solid week where you don't eat anything sweet at all, anything processed. You can have berries, you can have fruit, you know, an apple, you can have that because apples and fruits don't spike sugar. They go up slowly and they go down slowly. Natural fruits do that. That's how I would eat for 1 solid week. You know, if you're going to want anything sweet, make sure it's just regular fruit. And then I guarantee it, first time you want chocolate, which I don't think you're really going to want it, once you eliminate the processed sugars, it's going to change you. You're going to be like, whoa, you had no clue. But then there might be that one time where there's a chocolate cake in front of you or a Reese's cup in front of you, and instead of eating that Reese's cup, grab a handful of raisins, eat them. I guarantee you won't want to eat that damn Reese's cup. And if you do, it's just because it's there. It's not so much you want it. You have to really listen to yourself, listen to your body. You know, does it really want it or is it psychological? You know, so, I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, I'm sitting here preaching about diet and I'm big as a house. But, yeah, sugar's our worst enemy. I think that was worse. See, back in the 70s, you know, when I was a kid, they went on this kick of fat-free, fat-free, fat-free. Because how they used to flavor food back in the day was through fat. All right? You know, processed foods. They would use fat for flavoring. Well, then everybody said, well, we can't do that. That's no good for us. Let's go fat-free. And all of a sudden they started making fat-free products. For a while, the products were terrible because it tasted like bleh, you know, it just was awful. Then all of a sudden they figured out they can put sugar in it and it will not only satisfy you, but it allows flavoring to stay within the food. So it does that. It does the same thing as fat, Only it's worse because sugar's addicting, fat isn't. You know, so we didn't win that war. We thought we did. We didn't. We made it worse. I mean, back when I was a kid in the 70s, yeah, I love doing. You're gonna do a Kirk, Aaron. I wanna send me a link. You're on YouTube, right? Aaron 409. I'm real short. I haven't had time to watch anybody because I've been so busy trying to get this done, and I want to watch some videos tonight. Maybe I'll go on and check you out. You have any stuff with anything done? You purchased a master of what? A master copy of what? Just curious. Said on a different note, I purchased a master after a year of doing rehauls. Yeah, jump into it, man. Do a sculpt it. Do your own thing and make it your own. Hey, I got a question for you because I want to put this mask on eBay. Etsy too, I want to do through Etsy and eBay. But how much do they basically take from your, how much money does it cost you to sell? Let's say you sell a mask for $300 or $200 or whatever you sold the mask for. How much of a chunk did they take? Just give me a percentage. What was the percentage? I heard that they take a lot of your money. Oh yeah. Let me take a closer look at the bubbles. If we don't have any new bubbles, then it's probably done vibrating. All right, $10. They all right, hold on. All right, $10 is what they took, right? I'm better off trying to figure out what the percentage is. Yeah, this is done. I don't have to vibrate no more. I can shut that off. An annoying vibrating table. Oh yeah, baby. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I need a lid. Where's my little grabber? I need a lid. Because I like to cover my latex up. I don't like to leave it. Now what I do is I put the lid over top of it now, and I'll come back out here. I'm gonna sit out here. I'm enjoying this weather out here. It's beautiful. No bugs, no nothing. I got a little breeze. out here in no shirt. But I'm 12:30. I'll dump that out, and that'll be a really nice thick mask for my brother. And the reason why I have to make this mask thick is because that's a huge head. He has a big head, but this will shrink about a full 2.25 inches when it's a real thick mask. The thicker you make the mask, the maximum thickness that you're going to make a mask in latex is about a quarter, not a quarter, that's too thick. An eight, I want to say an 1/8 inch thick. Okay, hold on. Let me read what you said here. Yeah, see, the problem is, Aaron, when you're dealing with copyright stuff. Now, I know if you don't sell a lot of these masks, they won't come after you. But I was told by Nick Malpagano that when you put a buy it now, that's like when you sell it on Etsy or any of these places, they can come after you. And I think if you have a really, really nice mask, I've had a couple people say that this reminds them of what's the mask? A Ken Hurtland. Ken Hurtland is what they were trying to say that it looks like. I go side by side to it. It has some things that look like it, but some things not. You know, there's some things that I can see that aren't exactly like the Ken Hurtland. I get what he sees, and he's trying to say that that looks a little bit like the Ken Hurtland, and there's a good chance that this thing is really going to sell significantly. And the problem is, if something is really good, and I don't know this yet, I don't know where I'm going to be. I mean, right now, the economy's bad. People are really struggling with their gas and everything else that goes with it, food. Collectors will collect, but the average person, everybody, we're all struggling right now because of what's going on. But with that being said, if this thing really is, a popular mask in the end, you know, uh, who knows? I don't know. You know, it makes you more of a target. I think it makes you more of a target. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I have a Facebook. Yeah, you want to check out my Facebook? It's under John Hickman, Hickman, Hickman. This is my personal page. And in parentheses, it's DJ Styles with two Y's. DJ is dog and jump. Styles, Styylles. DJ Styles is in parentheses, and my name is John Hickman. It's AKA DJ Styles. That's what it says. Otherwise known as somebody else. Anyway, um, yeah, that's my personal page. So you can go on there, and I do a lot of political bullshit on there because I don't care. But yeah, the license. All right, I had a friend of mine. Do you remember? I don't know if you remember Prowler Productions. All right, they were on. He used to have his mask on. Got that back in 2001. Knife Wielder. Knife Wielder was the name of his mask, and it was Prowler Productions that made them. He made the mask, and apparently he got nailed, because he was really spitting out a lot of masks. I mean, he literally had a line of masks being made at a time. He was selling a lot of masks, and it was a good mask for the time. There's better stuff out there now, and I don't even know if the guy's still doing it. Maybe under a different name, I don't know. But they went after him, and it cost him a fortune. Um, so they will go after you. It may not be everybody. If you're really, really mass producing and you're really selling a lot of masks, uh, that would probably make you a target. Or you produce something that's so good that'll also make you a target. I think that's what happens. They target anybody that's got something really good. Now, I love the nag masks, and there's a couple of them that are just absolutely off the hook. But I don't think anything's touched that can hurt them. Yeah, I have a knife with her. Here, I'll show it to you. I'm in my studio. I had to put new hair on it. Well, I still haven't done anything to it. I'm going to put new hair on it. I might try to recondition. I got it in 2001 from Ezra. That was the artist. His name's Ezra. Hold on, let me show you. I'm in my studio. Yeah, I don't even have it on a stand. I have it moved over to the side here. Yeah, I got it. It's de-haired, but that's a knife wielder. I've taken the hair off because the glue was getting real dry and brittle. Let me show. Well, I got this tape on the back end of it, but that's a Prowler. It's 2001 is what it says underneath it there. Knife wielder. It's number 23. There's his name, Ezra. But that's a knife wielder. It's still in good shape. It's a thick, big mask. This is like an 1/8 inch thick. See how thick that mask is? The latex. I wish I knew what this latex was or what brand it is, because I'll tell you, man, this latex is nice. It's really high quality. It's not this stuff. Even the stuff that I get right now, I'm not a fan of it as much as this is. I just don't know I don't know what this is. But this really still and really I bought this mask in 2001. So this is 22 years old, and it's still in good shape. Look how nice and pliable that is. It's real soft. Hold on, I want to read what you're saying. I got my glasses on now, so I couldn't see what you're saying. Hold on. I just dumped them on his head upside down. Yeah, as long as if you don't set your price, like in an auction, your starting bid, you just get a friend to start the bid for you. Let him bid on it. You don't hold him to it. You know, I mean that's the trick. You just get somebody to bid on it for you, a starting bid, say $100 or whatever, and just get it going just to see what happens. And then you eat it if nobody buys it. You don't want to be the one buying your own mask. That's for sure. My friend ends up having it sent to his house. You know what I mean? And I end up paying him because he bid on it basically with my money. So yeah, you don't even start. You don't even have a starting number. You just kind of like, okay, you get a friend to bid for $100, and then you just don't want your IP address attached to it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just random. See, I still got work to do on the sculpture here. There's the sculpture after I demolded it. The ears automatically get destroyed, and Yeah, the lips got messed up. A little bit underneath the eye got messed up. And this is the old sculpture. See, that eye doesn't look right. It's not sunk in back enough. See how that looks so much better? The angle's wrong. It just, there's things about it that I don't like. And I went back to the drawing board until I got it right, and it takes time. It takes time. And I've only been doing this for 2 years, you know. So, and this is I can't say I've resculpted. I've never resculpted. What I did was I started out with the clay, and the shape, and then I kept retooling the same mold over and over again. I would do it, mold it, and like this was last year's, and I was like, it's still something that was bothering me, and it was the eyes. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'm new to the business. I don't know what my stuff's going to sell for. I'm going to put it up there. It's just custom corpses, Night Creeper, 1978. Well, it's actually 1978. It's going to be Night Creeper 78. Exactly what's on the back of the mask, and uh, and see what happens. And see what if people like it. It still comes down to the paint job. I got to do the paint, the hair. I learned through basically research that I'm going to use mohair. I don't want to use any other type of hair. So it's more expensive. I know, but it's just a higher quality. Real good mohair, and I've got some of it coming today. Um, we'll see what happens. Well, not today, but in the next couple of weeks, and we'll see what happens. This has got a cure for at least a week. The one that's over here that I showed a little while ago, that's curing. That's the small mask. That'll be on eBay. Um, but I'm gonna once I have these molds where I want them, where I'm satisfied with them, um, the master molds, I'm going to make. There's a couple people that won masks from me, so I'm going to make their mask right away, and then they got to sit for a week before you can paint them or hair them or any of that stuff. I like the mask to be fairly firm. I don't want it to be flopping around or too. When you see it that color, see that tan color, that's ready for paint. That's ready for everything. See how white that mask is over there? It just pulled out of the mold earlier, about an hour and a half ago, and that's going to take a couple days, maybe a week before it gets to that color, that tan color. So pretty much that's where we're at with this. Which reminds me, I got to powder that thing because I've got masks that are a year old that I powdered up here. I put Armor All on them, and really they stayed white. They got some color to them, but not a lot. So I'm going to be making another mold tomorrow. We also got the pool to do. Yeah, Nick, he's a careful guy, and he's got the people. A lot of people follow him. And he's got collectors that go after his stuff big time. But he's been doing it a long time. So, all right, I'm going to say goodnight because I got other stuff to do, and I want to get a shower. Dying for a shower. So, good night, and Aaron, I'm going to look you up right now before I get in the shower. I feel scuzzy, and we'll see how this night goes. Let me look you up on Aaron. Aaron 409. Is that the name under your YouTube, And what about your Facebook name? What is your Facebook name? Give me that information before I go. You get off of here. Oh, come on. Close, close. Let me look you up on Aaron 409. Aaron 409. Jesus. These notification things are driving me crazy. Hey, is this you? Are you on here still, Aaron? Is that you right there? Is that you? Let me know. I want to. I want to get you. Hold on. Let me see that. Yeah, that is you. Okay. I am. I'm not subscribed to you. I am now. Subscribe. I'm gonna hit the notification bell. All. And see what your videos are. Okay. Looks like you're into the game cards. Okay. You don't have anything on there yet, right? You know, my son was into Yu-Gi-Oh when he was growing up. He's now 27, and he just sold all his cards, and he had some super rare cards, and he made a fortune on all his cards. Um, yeah, was it Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh. It was Yu-Gi-Oh. I think it was Yu-Gi-Oh, the name of him. And I got him started in that when he was just a little kid. He was just a little peanut, and he just and the thing is, he would hustle his friends for those cards. His friends would start them, and then they'd give up, and he'd like, oh, well, give them to me, I'll take them. He ended up with like not when he sold them, he didn't have just like rare cards, like one rare card. He had the same card 5 times, and they were all in mint condition because he used to keep everything in a case. He rarely ever handled them because he was more of a collector than he was um, a player. He had a deck that he played with, and then he had his collectors, and then he had a collector's, and that was massive. The collectors, every time he got a really good card, he'd put it in his collector's case, and then he would, you know, I guess he would get 2, 3 copies. He was pretty lucky with that. He used to get a lot of really good cards. So I understand what you're saying. Not for mass stuff. I critique myself too much. That's crazy. Oh, it's good. If you're making money, that's all that matters. You know what I mean? As long as you're happy. It don't matter what we do. We make a living. That's what it's all about. Make a living. And I don't give a damn. When you said you critique yourself too much, you know what? Life's too short. Who cares? And who cares what anybody's opinion is? I don't care. I don't care. I may repeat myself 5 times. I don't even care. I don't care. I'm live. I'm not faking it. I'm doing the real thing. I'm a real person. I'm not a robot. I'm not a bot, so to speak. And I'm not perfect, and I don't care. I don't think I could ever be perfect. Don't want to be. There's no fun in being perfect. So, and my philosophy in life is eat right, drink right, stay fit, and die anyway. Um, don't remember where I heard that. It might have been George Carlin, but I thought that is exactly what how I am in life. Eat right, drink right, stay fit, and die anyway. We spend our whole lives critiquing ourselves. And for what? For what? If I'm going to critique myself, it's going to be, um, whenever I'm doing work, I'm a perfectionist. Yes, yes. But that doesn't mean don't be afraid to do things because you're a perfectionist. Do them and try to perfect them. That's the whole point of life. We're never born with a handbook on how to be a perfect person or how to be a perfect anything. Everything we do is all through trial and error. You know, what's up, Jeffrey Byers? What's happening, buddy? You know what? Be careful about quitting any jobs. Jobs are tough right now. This isn't the time to take that gamble, especially the way, the gas prices. We don't know what the trucking industry is going to become. We don't know how the shipping's going to end up. Um, don't quit that job. Hang on to that job right now. It's the best advice I can give you. I'm a 60-year-old man. Trust me, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And my parents have never seen anything like this in their life. My mother just passed away last um, Memorial Day, not this past Memorial Day, the year before. And she was 81 years old, and she was livid and angry because of all the shit that this guy's doing. So just be careful. Um, don't do anything. Don't jump into anything that could financially ruin you or hurt you. Um, I would simply keep the job until things either get better or smooth out or something. Things got to change. We can't keep going like this. Um, Getting into the mass business, sure. And not to be too nosy, how old are you, Aaron? You look like when I'm seeing your picture, you look like you're in your late 20s, early 30s, maybe younger. I can't really. I got to look at you. I got to see your picture a little better. Oh, there you are. Oh no, you know what? You're probably mid 20s. You might be young. 31. Well, you look good for 31. You know, do yourself a favor. Yeah, just hang on to that job for now. Uh, Keep pushing though to become independent. There's nothing better than that. I'm still working in my field outside of doing this. I have to. I would drive me crazy. See, I'm fortunate. Everything I'm doing for a living, I love. I love with a passion. So between the mask making and the DJing, I've been a DJ for 45 years and still love it. Still love it. But I'm strictly an old school DJ now. I'm not doing anything. I don't do this new music at all. At all. From basically from the '90s on back. That's where I live. I don't really even like the '90s that much. Some of the music was okay, but not that much. Especially in the dance area, because I do a lot of dance music. I don't do a lot of rock. I like a lot of the alternative stuff that came out in the '90s, but I don't like a lot of the dance stuff. The dance stuff was just it sucked. So, but the uh, the '80s, that's where it's at for me, man. I love the '80s and the '70s, but that's my generation. It's that's who I am. But a lot of funk, a lot of disco. Oh yeah, but I stay busy. I stay busy, busy, busy. Oh man, you know, it's not a bad thing. Also, if you're going to do construction, why not go the extra mile and learn how to be a good carpenter, cabinet maker, things that you can literally make and sell. Um, maybe you're doing that already, but I mean, go the extra mile and really become a good carpenter. There's a difference between a contractor and a carpenter. Carpenters make tons of money. They make big money. Um, yeah. Well, it's funny when I look at my youth, like my youth when I was 60. When I'm 60 years old, and my heyday, my high school days were 1977, 78, 79, and 1980. You know, disco was the thing back in those days. It was big. Then you had classic rock. I mean, there was a lot of rock. I want to say now it's classic. It wasn't classic then. It was just the rock. Aerosmith and Led Zeppelin and all that stuff. But AC/DC. Uh, but I ended up DJing. I started in the summer of 1976. I kind of got thrown into the job because the guy didn't want to, spin the music. He was working. It was on an amusement park on a ride, and he's like, "Yo, kid, come here. I'll show you how to do this. You're too old. You're too young." I was 14 years old. I was too young to operate the rides. So he was like, "Okay, I know what you can do. You're gonna play this music." I had a crate full of records and two turntables and a mixer board that was sitting inside the booth, and that's a whole story in itself. It's interesting, but that's how I got my start and loved it. And all of a sudden, I'm watching all them girls dancing and having a good time out on the pier. Man, oh man, I got hooked. And I was into rock back in them days. Man, I was listening to, but I was listening to cutting edge rock too. I was listening to David Bowie at the time. He wasn't considered rock. He was rock, but he wasn't like Led Zeppelin. He wasn't, he was kind of like, what he reminds me of? Prince of the '80s. Well, David Bowie was the Prince of the '70s because he was so out there, so weird. So he was different. His music was different. You know, and I'm a musician too. I'm a keyboard player, so that helps. But everything's about art. Everything's all about art. I do a lot of artwork and art or music. Everything I rely on is my hearing or my eyesight. I lose either one of those, I'm in trouble. All right, man. I really want to get off of here. I gotta get showered. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I need a shower. All right, so good night, guys. It's been 65 minutes of yapping with you, and you guys have a great night, great day tomorrow, great rest of the weekend. Be safe. Hit the like, the subscribe, notification bell if you're new to my channel, and yeah, that's what I do. I gotta get. All right, have a good one, man. Aaron, thanks for joining me.